When 9/11 happened, I was supposed to come to the United States. I was 6 years old. My father obtained the visa for us. He petitioned us to come to the United States. We were all ready to go. Our bags were packed. We went to the airport. Then 9/11 happened, and they turned us away, and we had to go back home. When we were returned, my feelings were embarrassment and sadness. I was embarrassed because I was saying goodbye to my friends. I'm gonna go to America now. And then we had to come back. And it's sad because I never knew my dad. Like, he came when I was 2, but I don't remember it. I don't remember him at all. So I was excited to go see my father, and I was not able to do so because we were turned away. I grew up in Eritrea. It's in East Africa. I'm the youngest of 8. I dealt with sexual trauma and abuse when I was a kid from like age 6 to 11. We had neighbors. They were both father and son. They would just come over to the house. It's normal because you just trust them. And my mom was either working, I don't know what she was doing, probably working. And my siblings were out, so the son would come over. Did what he wanted, and then he would leave. And it's just, they wouldn't, like, nobody would ask questions. And I didn't know what was happening internally. Like, I knew it was wrong, but I didn't know. I couldn't really, because I didn't know what it was. We don't talk about those kind of things. We don't know what sex is. We don't really talk about this stuff. And no one would believe you if you did back then. It'd be like, oh, did you want it? There was that mentality. I'm like, what did you do to kind of bring that upon yourself? When I eventually immigrated to the United States, I was 12 years old, and we moved to Alexandria, Virginia. I missed home. I wanted to go back home because it was familiar. Even though I went through all the trauma, it was something that I was used to. In the United States, I felt very alone, like I didn't belong here. At age 18, I signed up for the military. I went to the Army. After going through basic training, I was stationed in South Korea. It was really scary. It was my first time that I went out of the country by myself. And I was a 92 Golf. It's a culinary specialist. So that's where I learned to cook. When I went to the military, I realized I did not know how to cook. I just took any job. I just wanted to leave. I went to the Department of the Army first, and then down. It was not received well. There was a lot of retaliation for me. After I came back from Korea and went to my new duty station, there was always this feeling of they're not just gonna leave me be, like they spoke to my commander here in Virginia Beach. There was always something that they did tarnish my reputation. There was always this shadow. I was under a lot of stress in Virginia Beach, so the doctor gave me medication, and I was supposed to be deployed back again to Japan. But they told me that the medication they gave me was not, you can't deploy with it. So it automatically started a medical discharge. I didn't want to leave, but they were like, you have to go. So I just stopped fighting, and I was like, maybe it's time to leave. After I left the military, the transition was pretty rough. I was anxious all the time. My mother noticed it. You know, she would say, hey, breathe. I was scared. It affected my friendships. It affected everything. I was really depressed. And after I left the military, every day I used to get suicidal thoughts. It never ended. And then when I got into an unhealthy marriage, it made it worse. And when I was pregnant, like, I got more suicidal thoughts. And it was really scary. I was seeing a therapist from Psychology Today, and the bills were piling up because I was seeing her at least once a week. And I told her about it. I was like, oh, the money's getting too much, the copay. She said that I'm part of Headstrong. She was like, you should apply for it. You would qualify, and that way I could see you for free. I knew I had to get help. So I applied, and Sam reached out to me. It didn't take long. It was like within a couple weeks. They were like, yes, you qualify. And then since my therapist was part of Headstrong, I just continued to see her. But I gained a lot by being a Headstrong patient. I've gained clarity. I left the unhealthy marriage. I learned, I gained self-love, and I choose myself now. I put myself first. I deserve to be happy and the best because I'm the best version of myself now. I deserve people who are the best version of themselves to be in my life. I gained, self-love, confidence, communication, my favorite, and boundaries, those two. I gained those. They changed my life. I can't say that enough. So I'm happier for it. When I was pregnant, I had to think about my child. I saw how my parents were with me, and I saw their relationship to each other. I saw my siblings, and I saw my trauma. And I was like, I don't want to put that trauma to this kid. So that's when I had to do the hard work of deal with my childhood trauma, deal with the military trauma. That was really, really tough to do. And I because of it, I am a better mother. And I have healthier relationships with my friends because of it. I'm responsible of creating my future every single day, like every minute. So it's like this power. That's like a new high of, like, I am powerful. Like, I can take care of myself. I could do this. I can create my future. So I don't have to rely on empathy or, being the victim anymore. I'm a survivor now. Makes me much stronger. If 9/11 had not happened, maybe I wouldn't have dealt with the abuse that I did. I think it was just for some reason I was supposed to stay back home, and I don't question that. I do not believe that time heals all. I think hard work and working on your trauma heals it all, but I don't think time has anything to do with it. Because if you don't do anything about it, you're not really gonna heal. I constantly work on myself and always trying to get better. That's what I can say healed 20 years of trauma. My son Thor is so amazing. Every day, he teaches me self-love. I love staying in the present moment with him because he's so innocent and he's so happy. And I want to give him everything that he deserves, which is the best mom, the best time. And I don't remember my childhood, but I'm gonna make sure that my child does, and it's all going to be happy. I want to give him everything that I didn't have. When I was 11, I was back home and I prayed. And I was like on this prayer mat. And I said to myself that I prayed to God. I was crying and I said, I want to get out of this house. I want to be independent. I want to have my own career. I just want to be happy and content. Everything I dreamed of, I've achieved, and some more. So, yes, I believe I'm the most courageous person I know. And I believe my son will be too.
Today, I am thriving. I have a beautiful son. I have a beautiful business, Phoenix Global Shipping. We just had our first fashion line as the manufacturer, and it was amazing. I'm a licensed customs broker. I'm a permitted customs broker. There's about 14,000 of us in the United States. Every day is an amazing day. The Rise Above and Be Relentless Foundation was created to help women and children who deal with sexual trauma and domestic violence to become an overcomer. Rising above means rising above the oppression, abuse, hate, and discrimination, and taking charge of your own life, believing you can survive your harsh experiences and rise above it. Being relentless is realizing tough moments are not the end. It's just time to get creative. It is finding an alternative path and not giving up until you get what you want. To be relentless is to want it as much as you want to breathe. On September 29th, we're kicking off this mission with our first golf charity tournament. I am super excited. Yes, I'm a beginner golfer, but I am all in. And now it's time to name them. It's time to shame them. The abusers, the rapists, the ones who think they can get away with it because our silence has protected them. For so long, us survivors have carried the shame that's never ours to carry. I say we give it back. They have abused me. For years, the smell of cigarettes made me flinch, but not anymore. I lost my military career for speaking up. I might get pushed out of my community for speaking up. I've risked my life, my future, my safety, and even my family's approval, so no one else has to feel this alone. I didn't have a foundation like this, so I built one for the next woman who needs it. If you are a friend, a sibling, a stranger, take a risk, stand with us. If you've stayed silent before, now is your time to change that. Being a phoenix means sacrifice. It means naming the pain and rising anyway. Whether you're a victim, a survivor, or someone who's ready to fight this evil, join us. Join the Rise Above Be Relentless Foundation. Donate, volunteer, take a stand. September 29th, come to the kickoff. Our charity launches the mission. Because silence isn't strength, speaking is. Let me speak. Abdurazak Khalifa, Jamal Shumbash. Name them, shame them, rise above.